Yes, people, welcome to the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Let's do 20 questions around the clock with this man.
180. I was used to it too. There you go, number one.
Russ, take us all the way back to the beginning. How did you end up becoming a PDC caller?
I actually, I played darts obviously, I played county darts, and I was at Hertfordshire, I played for Hertfordshire at the time, and the county caller never turned up one particular match, which is obviously the setup's exactly the same as you are on a stage, on TV. You've got your markers, 2 markers, and a referee, MC. And I said, look, I'll help out before I played, I'll help out, call a couple of games just to, you know, so we keep it running. So I went on, called a couple of games, walked off, and someone said, mate, that sounded all right. And I really enjoyed it. It was just so different. It's a different aspect to actually playing. The county is different as well. And following the home game that we had, or the next home game we had, guy never turned up again, Steve Smiley. And I called again, but then I called for the B team as well. I played for the A at the time. I called for the B team as well, put a whistle on, stood there and called a couple of games there, helped out a guy called Trevor Wood, who became the actual main referee for Hertfordshire. And that continued. That was about 92, maybe, about 1992. Then you had splitting darts with the PDC and the BDO in 94 mainly. And 18 months into the PDC, that was asked, was I interested in being a reserve referee with them? Bearing in mind they had 2 fabulously established referees in Freddie Williams and Bruce Spenley. Yeah. And I said, yeah, of course, I'd have a go at it. But the problem I had then, I was banned from everything. I couldn't even play in my local league on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night, solely because of me basically going with the WDC as it was then. But that was how it was. And I don't really do politics as such. But yeah, so then I went to Blackpool in '96. I called the first 2 games on the Sunday night, which was televised but not shown live. I went live in them days on the Monday. First game had John Lowe in it. The second game had Paul Lynn. The only 2 guys at that given time that had hit 9 darters on TV.
Yeah, of course.
So I was as nervous as they come. But called the 2 games, walked off the stage, and Tommy Cox, bless him, no longer with us, one of the founders of the PDC, turned around and said to me, he said, mate, not having a reserve referee. And I thought, oh, I've blown it here. He said, we're having 3 referees, welcome to the PDC. And my next match was one of the first round matches at the Circus Tavern in the 96-97 World Championships. There we go.
Best album you've ever listened to?
Best album I've ever listened to. I'm going to say As Is the Only by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
That will be the album that I'll probably have played the most.
Shakes the earth whenever a Zeppelin record
it
put
does,
on.
but that particular album from top to bottom, it was a close call between that and Ziggy Stardust and Spiders from Mars, but I would say probably Led Zeppelin and As Is the Only. Number 3, straight in there, look at it.
Has a darts player ever offered you out?
What, for a fight? No, not that I can think of.
Really?
The only one I ever maybe have had a problem was many years ago, was a guy called Mick Manning who played in the World Championships from Hertfordshire. I mean, we settled our differences afterwards, but I managed to turn him over in a match. It was a dreadful game. We both ended up on double one, best of 5, and it was 2-2, you know. We both had about 30,000 darts at it, and I eventually hit it. And when I did hit it, I took him out to shake his hand. He just slapped me hand and he called me something, and I just lost the plot a little bit and just grabbed hold of him, and we got separated. There was, you know, there was no fisticuffs or anything like that. But that's about the only thing that I could ever think of. Number 4. Yeah,
you're a West Ham supporter, but across the whole board of football, who's the best footballer you've ever seen in the flesh?
Best footballer I've ever seen in the flesh, twice. 2, I'm going to name 2. One's Bobby Moore, the greatest halfback there's ever been. The other one's Georgie Best. George Best, I tell you what, if he was Brazilian, it'd have been way above Pele. His skill and you know, people hacking at him all the time, and that ball just stuck to his foot. And bearing in mind in them days, it was the old leather football that had the lace in it and everything else.
Get water
Georgie, way twice the weight of it by the time it finished. Georgie Best could be the greatest footballer I've ever seen. Ever seen. No worries.
Yep. In your eyes, you can say yourself, who's the best darts caller of all time?
Best darts caller of all time. Voice-wise, I would go with Bruce Bentley. Bruce Bentley's voice was absolute. I mean, he come from up north, and his intonation of the numbers, his 180 and everything else was absolutely magnificent. Best darts caller ever, for not making mistakes, would be George Noble. Kirk Bevan is up there, obviously, because countdown champion and all the such like. Yeah. But for me, voice-wise, Bruce Bentley, accuracy-wise and all the rest of it, George Noble.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because I just think, I was worried when obviously you're doing all your stuff in Asia at the moment, which is absolutely fantastic, but when you left sort of like, PDC sort of like main front, UK, Europe, I was a bit sort of like concerned, but obviously Kirk had been doing it for so long. I think Hugh Ware is absolutely fantastic, and I think Charlie Corstefin is just as good as well.
Charlie, Essex boy, Charlie stepped in, or came in, as I stepped down, Charlie was the next replacement. And I think he is absolutely tremendous. He's young, good-looking kid, got a great voice, puts it across well, don't make mistakes, and that's everything that you ever want. There we go.
You can only have one meal for the rest of your life.
Yep.
What is it? Tough question, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very tough. I do like my food. An old traditionalist, really, I should imagine a roast dinner, I would have said. Yeah, not a proper roast,
What kind
proper
of
roast beef, your baked potatoes, Brussels, I love Brussels.
No, what? Roast potato or baked potato?
Roast potatoes, that's what I mean. Yeah, roast
I
potatoes.
was going to say a giant baked potato.
Do
it differently in Essex.
Yeah. Roast potatoes, Brussels, decent gravy, lovely bit of beef, horseradish, which I absolutely adore. Yorkshire pudding, I can take it or leave it.
Which player, in your eyes, doesn't get the respect that they deserve?
Doesn't get the respect they deserve. Someone like Gezi, Gerwyn Price, he's a fantastic man. He's a fantastic lad. Off the oche. On the oche, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he really does. He gives it 100%, gives it all. And, give him the respect, give him the cheer. I've just worked with Gezi over this last week. We've been over abroad, been in Belgium and Germany and Finland and such like. They were supporting him and praising him. You want to see him play. Yeah, and it works for him, and he should have a little bit more respect, that's for sure. He's a wonderful, wonderful dart player, and trust me, he's every bit as good a man as well. Honestly, I can't say enough. The guy's an absolutely tremendous guy. Very quiet. If he was in here, he'd sit in the corner, nice and quiet. He's not loud or anything. He's not what he is on the stage. What he is on the stage that's him. That's his work ethic, if you will. He doesn't cheat. He's not a cheater, in it. He shouts and screams at the right time. I respect the guy, because as I say, he had that little incident with Gary Anderson years ago. Yeah. Gary being the fans' favourite, obviously, they all turned against Gezi. But that's dying out now. A lot of that is dying out, so which is good. But respect the guy because he is a smashing lad. My favourite doubles, this one.
Are you a dog or cat man?
Dog.
Yeah.
Dog all day long. Yeah. I've got 2 little Jacks at home.
Yeah.
2 little Jack Russells, Dinks and Dots, and they're 14 now. 14 coming on 15. Yeah. We had Jack before that. They're great little dogs, they are.
Did you always have the voice right, but has the voice been enhanced for like smoking over the years or anything like that?
Well, I'm sure I would have done.
It's so unique.
Yeah, I guess so, but I started smoking when I was 10. Right? I know. Sorry, don't smoke. Don't smoke, kids. Please don't do it.
It was a different world, Russ.
It was. Well, if you imagine in them days, when you had, I think Thunderbirds came out in 1967. The puppet thing.
Yeah.
And nearly every scene there, you've either got Jeff Tracy with the cigarette in his hand, or Lady Penelope with the cigarette, because that was what it was. You had cigarette adverts and all sorts. Both my mum and dad smoked as well. Don't get me wrong, I got a good hiding when I got caught the first time. But I started smoking when I was 10. When I got to 13 and you get changes in your body, with certain things drop in us that don't in women, my voice went, instead of soprano, instead of going to the next one down, alto, I went to tenor. My voice literally was lower than in general. Over the years of smoking and over the years of calling, and that, I guess it has sort of pretty much changed. Not that I've been aware or deliberately changed it, because, well, you can't, but you know what I mean?
Did the ladies love it?
Depends what I'm saying. Depends what they want me to say. I ain't mine out.
A little bit of late night love with Russ Bray.
Exactly. Hello, sweetheart. How you doing? Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people really know this. You're a bit of a thespian as well, a bit of an actor, aren't you?
Yeah, sort of. In a way, in as much as that when I first started the darts, and obviously there was nothing like there is now. You know, we had maybe a tournament one a month, if that sort of thing. So, of course, I had to fill in time, and I could have done a little bit with Rabbi, but with odds and sods. But I joined an agency called Guys and Dolls, an extras agency, and God, jeepers, I'm really lucky with them as well. They were fantastic, and the guys and girls there, they really, really did, put me forward for everything. And I was then working, I don't know, 4 or 5 days a week, and then I go to somewhere like EastEnders, and I get a walk on at EastEnders. I had open heart surgery on Holby City. I got brought back to life by Robert Powell.
I said every actor's I've ever been on casualty in Holby City.
Exactly.
You're not really an actor.
No.
If you haven't done that.
I'm in the chip shop with Ian Bill. Me and Phil Mitchell are drunk in the square like this, and all sorts of things. Heath Ledger's last film was The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
That's when it was like loads of different actors playing the lead role, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he died during the making of it. Well, I was fortunate enough, I was on the film set at Battersea Power Station where they come in with the big caravan type thing being pulled by 4 horses, I think it was, massive big horses. But you had Troy Vern, or Vern Troy, whatever his name is, little mini-me. Yeah. He's holding the reins with Heath Ledger when they all come in. But as they come in, I'm sort of the leader of the Irish community, as I could say it. I'm all unshaven like that, and holding a big staff like that, and sort of looking as they all come in. So it was to be part of that, and then actually physically meet the pair of them afterwards was amazing.
What was Heath like?
Lovely, yeah, really, really nice guy. Real nice guy, very, very pleasant.
Feel free to shut down my idea. Do you think callers would make good MCs?
Yes, to a point you can. I'll be honest with you, within the PDC, there's not a tournament they've done that I haven't MC'd at. I've actually MC'd at the World Championships, I've MC'd at Match Play, Grand Prix, Grand Slams, Premier Leagues. I've actually MC'd when the MC has not been available or been poorly or whatever. An MC's job, if you say someone like John McDonald, the best in the world, there is no one better MC in the world, in my eyes and in most people's eyes. Yes, I can MC as a referee, and so can the other lads probably, but an MC is an MC in his own right. And you can do the job. You can do the job, but you've got to be a proper MC to physically and utterly do that.
You've been all over the world, obviously all the work that you're doing in Asia at the moment as well. What's the most bizarre dish or food that you've ever eaten abroad? I imagine in Asia you can get some
absolutely.
mental things.
I'll tell you what, not so much bizarre, but how it was served up, and this is only going back a couple of years ago, was in Seoul in Korea. And we're all gone out to dinner, and we sat there at a long table, and they come out with this dish with all sort of fish in it and bits and pieces, and they put it on the fire that you've got on the table with the flame underneath. So put this big wok thing on there. When I look in there, there's actually octopus swimming, going around, little octopus like that. I thought, geez, that's getting a bit warm for them, And what they do is actually boil them to death. Yeah. Once it's all boiled up and done, they then come out, take them out, chop the tentacles off. Yeah. They do leave the body if you want to eat that. I'll give that a miss. That particular bit. I mean, I've tried most things. Put out one side, and leave the tentacles in there, and then they serve it up and you eat it. And then they brought out a plate solely of the octopus tentacles that are still moving. They're still moving like that. And when you take one, put it on tongue, it sticks to your tongue, because obviously you've got the suckers underneath. It's a really, really, really weird feel. It really is.
Hey. Am I right in thinking that you were pairs partners with the late, great Eric Bristow?
I was Norwegian Open.
What was that experience like?
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, if you knew Eric, then Seriously, he was one heck of a character.
Yeah.
I first met Eric properly in Canada. I went out to Canada and played when I played back in the 80s, the Canadian Open, and we was on a plane together. So it was like me, Eric. I roomed with Jamie Harvey, like great Jamie Harvey from Scotland. I roomed with him. There was Peter Everson on there. There was a lot of big boys in the day, Big Cliff Lazarenko and such like. And we get into Canada, and in that particular tournament, I was rooming with Mike Gregory. I was rooming with Jamie Harvey. Mike Gregory was in the adjoining room with Eric, we had the door open. So of course, we was in that time because it was stacked up with, with the drinks and God knows what else. So, and then me and Eric went out to a pool hall, just me and him. It was the first time I'd ever seen a pool table, blue baize on it. Right. Yeah, I'd never seen it before. And Eric was a hustler. He was a hustler for pool. Trust me, he could play the game. He was really good at it. And we walked out of there about $200 or $300 up. We were Hazelwood. Not that I was any good, because I said, mate, I'm not really a pro. I can play it, but I'm not really a pro. No, don't you worry about that, mate. Don't worry about that. Bang, and away we went, and that was brilliant. But Eric, wonderful character, and he's.
Everyone's got a story.
Oh,
Everyone's
I've got a lot of stories, but Eric was 2 months older than me. My birthday was in June, as his was in the April, and we had a pact that whoever died first, the other one would not go to the other one's funeral in black. And I didn't. I went in a purple tonic suit. With Keith Deller. Because it's up in Leaking-Stoke, and we was working that night in Ipswich. Yeah. So, I mean, it was in do the funeral sort of thing, straight in the car home. And the two girls, his wife and my wife, they went home on their own because we had to scooter and get away.
Hey, have you got a pet peeve? What annoys you about people, anything?
Rudeness. Yeah. I don't take to people that are rude. I've turned around and said many a time, I don't care who you are, what you are, don't be rude. You don't have to be rude. There's, manners cost nothing, and I had that from a kid. From my mum. My mum wouldn't have. My mum was proper Cockney. She was born in Bow Bells, let alone within the sound of them, or under Bow Bells. Literally, Canning Town girl through and through. Couldn't swear. I couldn't swear. If I swore, even if I said bloody, she'd go, well, no need for that, is there? And that's even, well, bless her, she passed now, but that's even as a man, all the rest of it. No need for all that, no need for all that. And if I walked in front of a woman, she'd have killed me. You know what I mean? And which is a strange thing, because always open the door for a woman, let a lady go first, always. 15, here we go. There it is.
I spoke to you off the back of the Luke and Luke final. This is like minutes after you'd come off stage. Humphrey's just won his first World Championship. Littler at the same time. It's a phenomenal feat. What was going through your head when you came off that stage and it was your last time at the PDC Majors?
What a great final to have called, for a start. The two guys were fantastic. Go out at the top, I couldn't have gone out any better. And I sat there, oh, wow. I had a new role to play within the PDC, and I thought in my own head, wow, that's that done now. I can close the book, I closed the chapter on that, because I've got a new chapter opening up now. And that's exactly how it's gone, and that was, when I say relief, that's probably the wrong words, but it's excitement now, looking forward. Yeah. I've now done that, I've now can look forward.
Did you have a tear in your eye, did you?
I did before we started, because I got presented with the trophy for Hall of Fame, and all the lads, everyone stood there. That was lovely. That was sort of, a wet eye moment. But it was lovely, But fortunately, everyone says, "Oh, you retired?" I haven't retired. All I've done is step down from all the major stuff. There it is.
Quick fire. What's the most starstruck you've ever been? Someone that's not in the darts world.
Princess Anne, I suppose. Yeah. As a kid, as a youngster, I represented Great Britain as a high jumper as a kid. But I was at the English schools at Bebbington in Cheshire, and she gave out the prizes and all the rest of it. I never won a prize, but I actually managed to come and speak to a site, because we all stood there, and she actually spoke to me as she come past, with someone, and hello, and what do you do, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh man, this, that, and all the rest of it, and then off she went on to someone else. But so I guess something like that.
I think this would be quite hard, but in your opinion, what's the greatest game you've ever called?
Barney Taylor's not one of them. Barney Taylor, 2007 final. Went all the way to the sudden death leg. Barney, I think, hit a record 180s within the match. I came on when Barney was 4-1 down, and because we split finals in days, and well, I do now, but we split the final there. And I went on, and it was tremendous. And to get to the final leg, the sudden death leg in the final set, Phil threw the ball for the ball first, and it just hit the 25, just under the ball. And Barney said, "Leave it in." And since there's been a change in the rules solely on that final, because Barney then hit his eye and hit the bullseye, so he had the advantage of going first. He went off with what he went off with. Taylor hit a 180, and I thought, that's it, he's got him now. And Barney followed him with a 180, and the rest is history. You know, Taylor sort of wobbled him a bit, and Barney ends up taking that double top to win. You know, also it was the last one at Circus Tavern.
Yes.
So with it being the last one there, yeah, it's a bit of history to that as well. You know, one of my favourite doubles, this one.
Hey, still got it. Do you have a favourite darts player? You know, ability-wise, and also as an absolute smashing human being as well.
Yeah, quite a few actually. In that sense, I've worked for 20 years with Keith Deller, and he lives 20 minutes from me, and we're still on the road doing loads of bits and pieces. So I get on really, really well with Keith. Smashing guy, Johnny Clayton. Oh, yeah. Absolute gorgeous guy. He's a wonderful lad. He's a great fella. Taylor, we roomed together for 4 or 5 years in Canada. We used to do a big tournament in Saskatoon there, and become great mates and such like. Yeah, you know, it's a lot of these boys now. I am good friends with in that respect, which is not. I haven't got any enemies that I'm aware of anyway. Yeah. You know, and I do get on well with all the boys that are out there now.
Hey. Right, quick fire. What's your favourite ever film?
Favourite ever film? Enter the Dragon.
Oh, Bruce Lee? Yep. I've never seen it.
Have you not?
Is that when he's fighting Chuck Norris in the Coliseum, or is that the other one?
No, that's the other one. That's the one after. This is one where at the end he's in the Hall of Mirrors and everything, with a big Harms tournament. I could probably do it word for word, the actual film itself.
Why did Enter the Dragon have such big effects on you?
I don't know. It's just a great film to watch. I'll tell you another thing. I like the Bourne series.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ultimatum and...
You think Bourne's better than James Bond?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm the best James Bond for me was Pierce Brosnan, personally. He was the most smoothest, charismatic one, I think. But yeah, the Bourne trilogy there were terrific.
They're sure not as good as Sean Connery.
Sean.
That's a bit of a big take, Bourne over James Bond. Especially the last few James Bonds have been phenomenal, but...
Yeah, but I've not really got into Daniel Craig at all with respect to Bond. No, I couldn't understand one of the films I watched. Didn't understand it when he ended up in Scotland or wherever it was. Straight down the middle, Rusty boy.
How far do you reckon we are from potentially seeing an Asian major winner? Because they've got to move over here as well at the same time.
Yeah, that's always a problem. When you look at, say, someone like Lawrence, you've got Alexis Toilo, who topped the group there. When you look at these guys, the problem for them is money side and sponsorship. You know, European guys can generally get good sponsorship. They would have to come over and stay. They've got to get a tour card and stay. I would say you'd be looking 5 to 7 years before you're really going to get anybody do something majorly big. But once they do, once that happens, it'll be exactly like it is with snooker and like it is with golf. You'll get one Asian winner, champion. Ain't got to be the world's, one Asian champion, and it'll flood it. And then you will find your next Luke Littlers, Phil Taylors, spread out into Asia, you know, and India. Of course.
Well, I think about the US as well. Like the US, you've probably got like 10 Luke Littlers over there.
You probably have, but the problem with US, this is my personal opinion, their coverage is only interested in the things that they can win. Yeah. Baseball, basketball, ice hockey, American football. That's where the big bucks are. Stupid wrestling, that WE's rubbish, because I just can't get me around that. As you know, big men dancing and jumping about and God knows what else. It's multi-billion-dollar, I know it is, but and people love it. To me, it's not small, but they will cover that as opposed to darts. And the reason we haven't got a big American dart player, you know, heading up the top. Get a big American dart player head at the top, it'll start to pick up bigger in America. But that's the American style of mentality, I believe.
Russ, I want to thank you so much.
Harry, pleasure, buddy. Absolute pleasure. Thank you.